Thanks for joining the Dating with Katy podcast. Today we've got a dirty, juicy topic. Is she a gold digger? How do you know the traits of a gold digger and of a non-gold digger woman? And I want to thank you for joining in today. Make sure that you subscribe. Make sure that you are in my database. Links are all down below. If you need help with matchmaking, with online bio help, or even with any of my courses, go take a look at those, and I can help you out in many different ways. Well, let's get started because this is juicy today. I just got off the phone with a client, very, very wealthy. And that's his biggest concern. Katy, I can find plenty of beautiful women out there. I can find plenty of hot women, and there's lots of you beautiful ladies who, well, sadly, you are saying, well, I'm beautiful, so what do you bring to the table? You have to bring money because I have to stay looking like this or have the upkeep and the outfits. And ultimately, these men with money are just not looking to keep that going for you. They want to see that you have a passion at least, and that's what we're going to be talking about today. So how do you know the difference between the gold digger and the woman who's just concerned about your finances and wants to make sure that you're financially strong, as she probably is as well? Well, let's talk about this. The men who are financially strong usually do attract a gold digger, but they will typically move away from a gold digger eventually, right? They'll be with her because she's pretty, and then that pretty gets old. And I sadly have to say that shallow people attract shallow people. So if it works for them, if he's just super rich and she just wants someone who's rich, and he doesn't really care if she's in it for the long haul, she doesn't really care if he actually likes her or if he's cheating on her, then they deserve each other, right? So we're not talking about those people today. We're talking about you guys who are quality people, what I always say, my 20%ers, right? You guys are cool, quality, and you're ready for a real relationship. All right, well, let's talk about the signs that she is not a gold digger. I want to start with this because I actually think the people who are listening to my podcast, those of you who follow Dating with Katy, you are the quality people. So she is probably not a gold digger if, number one, she makes her own money, right? And here's the thing is that women want a man who has money, not because he has money, but because there is a work ethic behind it. There is a hustle, there is a hard work, there is a grind to it, right? And that is what's sexy. So it's that provider, protector, a hardworking man. And that's why women want men with money, technically, right? Back in the day, if a man didn't work hard, he didn't get to go anywhere in life, and he probably couldn't afford a family. And the same is true to this day. It just looks a little different. So women who make their own money are looking for what I would say a financial equal. It's really hard in the energy of a relationship for the woman to be making more money. It happens, and usually you don't go into a relationship like that. You usually are working together, and she ends up making more money, or she does something and it becomes more affluent than her husband or her partner. But often I don't see couples where she makes a ton more money and he doesn't. That energy equivalent just isn't there. Financial equivalent's not there, and the energy isn't there. So oftentimes when I do meet women with money, they're like, well, Katy, I want a man with money who makes as much as I do. And I think that's fair, but I will say this, side note, ladies, just because you make money doesn't mean a guy with that same amount of money wants you back. Your money actually doesn't attract him. He doesn't need your money, and so he will often pick whatever he wants in a woman, where you ladies are stuck because now you're limited to this number of guys, and they're not limited because they'll go pick anything. So keep that in mind, ladies. Number two, she's not a gold digger if she offers to help in other tangible ways. So I was a single mom. I didn't make a lot of extra money. My money went to my kids, but when I was dating guys, I would do other little things. I would bake, I'd cook dinner, I'd grab groceries, I'd pay for coffee. So these women who are helping in other tangible ways, it'll just look different, right? It doesn't even have to be the same dollar amount. So she might buy you tickets somewhere fun for your birthday, and she'll pay for dinner. But maybe she can't pay for all the other dinners that you guys go on. And maybe you like all the nice ones. Well, she can't be paying for all the nice dinners that you like as a man. But she's still working, and she's still contributing in a different way. Just like stay-at-home moms, they are still valuable. What do they say? They're worth $80,000 a year. It's an $80,000 a year job. But even more important, it's you're building good humans. So you stay-at-home moms, I love you. You're amazing. She is not a gold digger if her social media posts are not in a private jet, right? If her social media posts are not about her purses, her social media posts are not about things of this world, but they're about people and memories and places, then she is probably not a gold digger. She is not a gold digger if she's paying her own bills. Look, at the end of the day, this is the rule, guys. If she can pay all her own bills without you, as a single woman, as a single mom, then she's doing it. And she's doing it without you. And so you're just a win on the other side. And I used to say to the wealthy men, and this is my next one, is that with or without you, I will be fine. So if you are a woman who can be fine, and not only just be fine, but you're already happy with or without a guy, and yes, maybe he does bring finances to the table more than you've dated before, or more than you make yourself, but you're still happy with or without him. And his money doesn't bring you happiness. So that's when she's not a gold digger. When she reminds you that with or without you and your money, she will be fine. So ladies, if you ever need to use that line, hey baby, with or without you, I will still be fine. I will still pay my bills because that's my job to take care of my household. So ladies, make sure you are taking care of your household. She is not a gold digger if she is investing and asking you for advice. If she has a financial plan, if she has a financial services person, if she is trying to do better, save more, if she has no debt on her credit card, if she's making those wise decisions, if she's not buying more clothes because she knows she can't afford it, then she is a quality woman who might be just not making as much as you, or maybe struggling a little bit, but still hustling to be smart with her finances. She is not a gold digger if she would prenup you. This is a big one, and I do it with a lot of clients. They're dating these younger girls. They're in their 40s, and the girlfriend is in her 30s, and he might even be on round 2, and so girlfriend wants to get married, and I always say, you better bring up a prenup. Are you going to prenup her? And is she going to stay with you knowing that you're expecting a prenup? Because if a woman can prenup you, then you know that she's in it because she loves you. And that is a win right there for you guys. She is not a gold digger if you know that her extra money is going to her kids, investments, or creating new memories with them. She's not spending it on shoes and red bottoms on herself. So she's not selfish. She's literally using her money to pay the bills, right? And not only that, you can see a grind to her. I just got off the phone and this woman's like, Katy, you have it all now, but obviously back in the past, and even now you as a matchmaker, you don't just matchmake people. You've got a podcast, you're writing books, you've got your courses, like you grind in the matchmaking space. And I was like, thank you, I do, because I want to make matchmaking and relationship coaching accessible to everybody, because I care, because I'm tired of hearing just about dating. I want people in relationships. But I also know that this is quality for my business. There's a big world out there, and I don't want to just matchmake. I also want to help in other ways and bless other people. So that's how you know that she is not a gold digger. And the last one, how do you really know she's not a gold digger? Why don't you ask her about her finances? Why don't you ask her, where is she financially? What is she struggling with? What is she saving for? Ask her, what's your hardest payment right now? Get into the details of her finances, because if you're going to be in a long-term relationship with anybody, you're going to have to bring it up. So it's good practice in a dating relationship. But here's the deal. When do I bring it up, Katy? When do I ask her? When do I ask him, right? When do we talk about finances? And guys, be honest with your numbers. Like, you don't have to tell her the details, but you could say, this is kind of where my money goes. This is, my ex-wife gets this much, or I'm saving this much right now because this is my long-term financial goal. You're going to have to talk about that. And I have my 3-3-3 rule, 3 dates, 3 weeks, 3 months. I would actually hold this conversation until you're in a committed relationship and it's 3 months in. Now, obviously, if you're in a committed relationship and you find out that she is deep in debt and she's expecting or hoping for you to pay it off, I'd put a little stop on that, help her out with a financial plan and see if she can follow it before dumping her. But make sure that she, is honest with that, because nobody wants to hear about that a year down the line. All right, so when is a woman gold digging, right? That's the big question. You guys are like, well, Katy, wait, tell me when. You probably already know when she's doing it, and you're probably putting up with it because, well, she's hot. She's available all the time because, well, you're financially helping her out to be available. Which, hey, look, if you're going to take a woman away for a weekend or a trip and she has to work because she has to make her bills, you are taking her away from her finances. So I don't consider it foul play or gold digging if a gentleman says, hey, look, I can only go on this week and I really want to go. If you want to go, I understand you're going to be missing work. Now, do you financially give her the money? Maybe you do. That's between you two. But please be mindful of other people, especially single moms. It wasn't always easy to just be like, oh, I can just miss work for a week just because he can, because he has paid vacations, doesn't mean she does. So because she doesn't have paid vacations and needs that to pay her bills, she's not a gold digger, by the way, if she does that. But if she is expecting you to pay her bills, even though she doesn't work while you take her on a vacation, then she's a gold digger, right? Here's my number one thing I always notice to find out if a woman's a gold digger. She will literally ask, well, what do you do for a living? That is like her first question. I have seen it time and time again. I will be in a group circle and women look straight at the guy, well, what do you do for a living? And they have no interest in you until they hear about your occupation, because they're already doing the numbers, they're doing the math, they're trying to figure out, okay, is he a lawyer? Is he just a teacher? And she is sizing you up in her mind, and I just hate that question. So guys, I'm gonna say to you, divert, right? Do not give her a full-fledged answer of what you do. Make it super generalized. Like, she doesn't need to know that you have the biggest financial banking investments in all of America, or whatever you wanna say. All she needs to know is you work in finance. Oh, I do banking stuff. Literally dumb it down a little bit because it's not her business yet. So when she leads with that, you do not need to run with it. The next thing, she is all about what you're wearing and driving. Like, she knows. She knows your watch. She knows the kind of car you're driving. She wants to know about it. She's intrigued by it. When there's nothing wrong with having nice things. As a matter of fact, I love it when my man dresses nice. I love his nice watches. Guys in their watches, it's kind of a big deal. But the gold digger is looking for those. And then she's gonna ask you, oh, what other watches do you have? What other cars do you drive? What other vacations have you been on? She is listening. When you went to Cabo, did you stay at the Montage, or did you stay at an all-inclusive, like Me Cabo? Like, she is listening to see, and she knows how to assess you. So you don't need to play into that. Just minimize that, or just be like, oh, I don't know, where did you stay? Ask her, and then you can see where other men are probably taking her, because if she's the gold digger, she is not paying for those bills. So when she says, oh, I stayed at the Montage and I stayed at La Esperanza, you know that she's not paying for that. Which, just ways that you can read these women out. Here's another thing. She might be a name dropper. She has dated other guys. She wants to bring that out. She wants to tell you about it. She has dated the YPO guys. I mean, YPO guys have this like flair to them. They're financially strong and they're very fun. And so she's dropping YPO names. And she just wants to make sure that you understand her caliber, right? And really, who could give two blanks? You just don't, because at that point, you're like, I'm over this. Like, I don't want my name to be a part of that after she dumps me for the next rich guy. Here's the other thing, too. She's always telling you. She talks about the rich icons. Like, for example, she talks about the Kardashians. Like, nobody really cares about the Kardashians unless you're kind of a gold digger and you want a life like that. I could give two blanks, once again saying it, two blanks about the Kardashians, because their life to me is shallow. And the next time that the Kardashians want to have a scholarship fund in their name, call me, because then I might have some might think that they're somewhat cool, but until then, no thanks. So she's talking about all the rich icons. She also doesn't appreciate. There are no thank you notes. There are no thank you texts. She is just not appreciative. She doesn't buy you little gifts as memories. I don't know. Maybe you love Tic Tacs. If she's appreciative of like you taking her on a trip, she would literally buy you something special from the trip. I do that with my husband. Like, we go on a trip and I buy him something during the trip as a little thank you, right? As a little memory for us. She would be thoughtful in those ways. And she'd be appreciative and she'd make it clear. She's also a pretender. So she will be available to you only when you're going to good places. But when it comes to the rough and tough parts, she's busy. She's just not authentic. She's not honest about what she's really doing. She'll put you on hold, right? When you say, hey, you want to go out Saturday night, she'll be like, let me get back to you, because what she's really doing is trying to figure out who's got the best Saturday night plan, and is yours better than his? So a gold digger is going to be waiting to see who wins the bet with the best place, because she's going to ask you, well, where are you taking me? Where are we going? What are we doing? Because she wants to know before she makes that decision. The other thing a gold digger will do, she's always complaining about her job and the cost of living. It just happened the other day. This man took a woman on a date and she's like, oh, it's just so expensive to live in LA. My rent is $5,000 a month. And just pulling on his cute little heartstrings. And sure enough, he's like, oh no, maybe I should help her. And I'm like, oh no, you shouldn't. Like, she can get a job. So those are the signs that she is a gold digger. And I think for the most part, most women are just looking for financially strong men, and that does not make them a gold digger. So make sure you listen to this, send it to a buddy, make sure we're all on the same page here, that we're all working hard, we're all willing to grind, because those are my 20%ers, willing to grind. Guys, I want to make sure that you are getting confident, that you are successful, and you're having some fun dating. So make sure you subscribe and send this off to a friend. All right, cheers.